A divide by zero error would be dealt with differently than a file not found error, would be dealt with differently than if an array is out of bounds. How do you do this? Let me show you how you can implement dealing with multiple exceptions.
So let's take a look at my file, multi-error, and I've got myself, I'm opening up a file called file1.txt, which exists here, right there, and right there, and I am trying to divide by 0, so that's going to produce an error. It's not going to tell me file not found because file1.txt exists. It will tell me that a problem occurred. So let me run this code. Like so, and it says a problem occurred. Now, that's not very descriptive, is it? What if I said as E, and then I do problem occurred, and then I do E like that, and then I run it again, and now it says invalid syntax, because here I cannot specify a generic exception as an error. I have to specify what the problem is. So if I specify divide by 0, divide, it's 0 division error as E, run this code, and it says problem occurred, division by 0. Right? The exact error, division by 0. Now, if I take the tries out, if I remove the try and I remove the exceptions, and like so, and I run this code, not here, multi-error pi. Let me remove this code, like so, and then I run this. I'll be able to see that I'm trying to divide by 0. Here's my error, 0 division error. So, by knowing that, I know what error is occurring, and I can trap it. So I can say try except 0 division error as E, print you are dividing by 0, like so. And then I can say except file not found error as E, print the file does not exist. This is a general except, which will say print unknown problem. Save this, go over here, run this again, and now it says you're dividing by 0 because it caught the 0 division error. If I display that the file doesn't exist, like so, file X is not there, I run this code again, now it says the file does not exist because it caught file not found error. So these two errors are caught. If it was neither of these errors that it was trying to fulfill, it would say unknown problem. So let's see. I'm going to make it an unknown problem. I'm going to do 1 unknown problem according to it, and I'm going to try to read it in binary. It's a text file, but I'm going to try and read it in binary. So now it says you're dividing by 0. Why is that? It still sees that file, and it's going to just open it up in binary. The attributes in this particular instance don't matter. It's trying to figure out if the file exists. It will worry about the content of the file, whether it's text or binary, at the time that you're trying to read it. So what if I open it for writing? Let's take a look. Right? Perfectly fine, because the file exists, and you're trying to open it for writing, which is okay because you can append to the file. So changing these attributes won't make any difference. You really have to know if the file does not exist is the only way you're going to get a file not found error. Okay. This except the last one, the generic or the catch-all, has to be on the bottom. if I place this on top, it will give me an error telling me that I cannot have this here. So I'm going to run this code, and it says, look, default except must be last. So it's telling me the exact problem. This except must be last. So I move this up, move this down, and now I'm in the right place. Save it. Run this code. It says file does not exist. I make sure the file exists. And now it says dividing by 0. I prevent that from happening. And I can say print all done like this. Run it. Now it says all done. I can specify a counter and I can increment my error values and display everything is done or works or doesn't work based on the fact of how many errors occurred. So the fact that it says all done without displaying any errors right now says that zero division was not a problem because it's doing 1 divided by 1. And the file opening is not a problem because that file exists. So file not found error is not an issue either. There is no unknown problem. All done will be displayed no matter what, even if there is a problem. So if I do file X, where the file doesn't exist, it will say file does not exist, and then it will say all done. Right? If the file does exist, and I run it, it will just say all done. So that is a way you can handle multiple exceptions inside of Python.